Hostin's obsession with race gets thrown back in her face.
I love how she looks up as though it's coming to her like an intellectual thought. She'd been waiting all day to say that, comparing white women to roaches.
Nobody has to bring Sunny Hostin down because she seems to do that on her own. Everything about Sunny has become so ironic that she now feels more like a caricature than a real commentator. Greg Gutfeld turned up the heat by calling Hostin out during a live TV segment and sharing his thoughts on the controversy surrounding the show. Let's jump right into it.
Sunny Hostin. Sounds like a town. We're in Sunny Hostin. She was on PBS's Finding Your Roots, a show dedicated to researching celebrity ancestry. For context, Sunny is a staunch supporter of reparations and has made a fortune spewing nonsense about white privilege and racial justice.
Sunny's strong views on morality and ethics often come across as being rooted in identity politics, and recent discussions about her family history have led some critics to question where those opinions come from. As the saying goes, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and many believe Sunny should focus on the issues closer to home before judging others. For many viewers, there's nothing more satisfying than watching someone who acts self-righteous end up facing the consequences of their own behavior.
If she is shaming descendants of this, will she continue to do that when she is now one of them, Dana? And it is funny, she is so wrapped up in identity and she had no idea who she was.
Well, now we understand why she always makes Whoopi get the coffee.
On a recent episode of Finding Your Roots, Henry Louis Gates Jr. shared surprising details about Sunny's family history. The research suggested she is about 7% indigenous Puerto Rican, and that some of her ancestors may have had ties to slave ownership. Sunny admitted she was shocked, saying she had always believed she was half Puerto Rican and never expected those discoveries. She added that she was grateful to learn more about her family's past and share it with her children.
She had to tell the audience that she tips big because even she knows she sounds insufferable. Hey, I'm an but at least I tip. This dame probably virtue signals on the toilet. But that's not the point here. While everybody else was trying to figure out how to survive as the government told us that breathing in public could kill us,
Sunny said she found it interesting that she and her husband have similar family roots. "I think it's really fascinating that my husband and I share this connection," she said. "I'm grateful to learn about it, and I think it's important for our children to know their family history. It's simply a fact that some people built their lives by taking advantage of others, and that's part of the past we shouldn't ignore."
she doesn't care because she doesn't have to. It's a class thing, and it's why she plays the race card so often, so you don't notice it's a class thing. Her life stinks of classism. Crime is on the rise, just hire private security. Illegals are flooding into the country, don't live near the border.
Later in the episode, Sunny learned another important detail about her family history. She discovered that her third great-grandfather on her father's side was born into slavery in 1835. Sunny has long been open about exploring her family's past. In her 2020 memoir, I Am These Truths, a memoir of identity, justice, and living between worlds, she wrote about that personal journey. She has also spoken about her experience as an Afro-Latina. In a February 2022 interview with People, Sunny said she enjoys seeing more people in television and film proudly embracing and celebrating their Black identity.
But maybe one day when we finally strip away this phony race war, it will finally expose this elite mentality. And we'll find out Sunny is just like Marie Antoinette, except she says, "Let me eat cake."
Even after learning that some of her ancestors may have been connected to slaveholding, Sunny said she still supports reparations. Critics quickly questioned whether that same principle would also apply to her, arguing that if responsibility is tied to family history, then the standard should be applied equally to everyone.
Their brains are small, but who's the dumbest one of all? True, none of them are in Mensa, but who's the most densa? Perhaps it's Sunny who mastered the art of making idiots look smart. Now, The View could ask a mirror who's the dumbest one of all, but there's no way that glass doesn't shatter.
On a recent episode of her ABC talk show, Sunny discussed her appearance on the PBS series Finding Your Roots. During the program, host Henry Louis Gates Jr. revealed that one of Sunny's maternal ancestors was likely involved in the slave trade during colonial Spain and is believed to have owned at least one enslaved person.
Amazing. Oh. That's not what I read. The true sign of the apocalypse is someone that dumb has a law degree. Worse, if your name has the word sun in it, there's no excuse for not knowing how an eclipse works. But it's no surprise that Joy is the one who understands science. She's been on the science diet for years. They're turning on me. So that makes Sunny Hostin, who thinks climate change caused the solar eclipse, the dumbest of them all.
Sunny discussed the discovery with her co-host and said it did not change her position on reparations. She stated that she still supports reparations and believes the country still has a long way to go in addressing racial justice.
Surprising revelations about my family history. You know, I was really reluctant. I don't know how you felt when you did it, Whoopi, but I was really reluctant to do it because I just sensed that there could be something in my family history that would be disappointing.
Negative.
Negative, yes.
Although she was deeply disappointed when she first learned the truth, Sunny said she now feels grateful to better understand her family's history. She said it is remarkable to see how far her family has come, from ancestors connected to slavery to her parents marrying in 1968.
Because I thought it'd be helpful for my children and my children's children to know what their real history was, you know? But what I found out was that my mother's family, while they are Puerto Rican, they actually originate from Spain. And the reason that they moved to Puerto Rico is because the slave trade had been sort of canceled in Spain.
During the show, Sunny shared how her mother reacted to the discovery. She said her mother was very emotional and even cried. According to Sunny, her mother told her, "Maybe that's why I've always felt such a deep connection to black culture, like it's part of my spirit trying to make things right." Sunny said she understood exactly what she meant.
And so the family business, I had been told that they were printers and journalists, but they were in fact enslavers. And my mother, so
A hush fell over the
it was
audience.
deeply disappointing. And it's deeply disappointing because my mother really identified as Puerto Rican. She was part of the civil rights movement.
Sunny also shared that she discovered there were enslavers in the history of both sides of her family, her mother's and her father's. She also said the research showed she is about 7% indigenous Puerto Rican. Before learning the results, her mother had always identified as Puerto Rican. Sunny said the family history also revealed that her mother's ancestry included European roots, changing how they viewed that part of their family background.
Deeply disappointed. She actually cried about it. And then she said, maybe that's why I have been so connected to black culture, because it's an atonement in my spirit. And I received that. I also found out that, and there were slaves on both sides of her family, mothers and fathers, but we are 7% indigenous Puerto Rican, Taino, so I'm proud of that.
Sunny also learned that her third great-grandfather, who was born into slavery in 1835, went on to register to vote in Georgia in 1867. She described it as a remarkable and meaningful part of her family's history.
I mean, maybe I got too cerebral about it, you know, maybe I was too in my head about it, but I just started thinking, my goodness, someone who has really has a Justice Department settlement because his father and Trump himself would not rent to black people.
Meanwhile, controversy seems to follow Sunny wherever she goes. This time, Fox News host Greg criticized comments made on The View about Melania Trump. The debate began after the First Lady publicly shared her support for abortion rights.
The View can't wait to tell us that Trump's marriage makes them jealous. Yeah, they may be overweight and brain dead, but they claim to know what's in Melania's head. This week, the plus-size clown show known as The View discussed the news of Melania Trump coming out in favor of abortion rights just weeks before the election, which led to this moment where Sunny projected her own misery on Melania. Roll it, Carl.
Greg played a clip from The View in which Sunny claimed that Melania, despite strongly supporting abortion rights in her memoir, appeared to dislike her husband and had no desire to be First Lady. Those comments quickly sparked a strong reaction.
I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all
That's a
agree on
given.
that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out. She does not want to be the First Lady anymore.
They agree with you.
She doesn't want to be the First Lady. She destroyed the Rose Garden. Who hates Christmas? Melania Trump hates Christmas. She doesn't want to decorate for Christmas. She doesn't want anything
She
to
doesn't
do with
care.
them.
On The View, Sunny strongly criticized Melania on several fronts. Referring to the widely discussed White House Rose Garden redesign, she said, "She ruined the Rose Garden." Sunny then continued with more criticism, saying, "Who hates Christmas?" Melania hates Christmas. She doesn't want to decorate, and she doesn't even want to sleep in the same room as him. She can't stand him.
How does she know all this? It's because she's talking about herself. Because you can't... Kennedy, when anybody tries to read your mind, they can't, so they have no choice but to pull the things out of their own head.
Those remarks drew a sharp response from Fox News host Greg Gutfeld, who defended Melania by criticizing Sunny instead. How does she know all this? She's really talking about herself, Greg said. He argued that when people claim to know what someone else is thinking, they often end up projecting their own views instead. Greg also questioned the reasoning behind the comments made on The View, asking whether Melania would have been praised instead if she had simply agreed with her husband.
I find it interesting that they're mocking Melania for disagreeing with her husband. Would they have applauded Melania if they thought exactly the same way?
Yeah, but they can't come out and say, you know, good for her. This is so incredibly brave. They have to somehow malign him. But yes, Dr. Freud.
In her book, Melania wrote that women should be free to make their own decisions about having children without government interference. Meanwhile, Sunny has faced separate attention after her husband, Dr. Emmanuel Manny Hostin, was named as one of many defendants in a New York lawsuit involving alleged insurance fraud. According to reports, the lawsuit claims some defendants received kickbacks and submitted improper insurance claims. Dr. Hostin has denied wrongdoing, and the allegations remain part of ongoing legal proceedings.
Anna went in a different direction. But I love the fact that, you know, Manny is younger and he's
How
very...
much younger is he?
Just a little bit.
He's like 1 year, isn't he?
Like a month or a year or 10 years?
No,
5 years.
It's more than a year.
Oh.
Anyway, it's not about me. I think.
Oh, no.
I think that it's very helpful. That
Sunny's attorney said his client denies all the allegations and described the case as a broad, meritless lawsuit filed by a struggling insurance company. Meanwhile, a former ABC insider claimed that Sunny was once quick to criticize Republicans over controversies on The View, but has been much quieter when it comes to the situation involving her own family.
he's handy, and when we travel, I'm not picking up any bags. He's the one that's hefting them overhead. He
Exactly.
throws the garbage out.
Right.
He does the heavy stuff.
The insider called it hypocritical and said the controversy has become another problem for the network. It's like death by 1,000 cuts, the source said, adding that situations like this make it harder for some viewers to trust The View. As both a co-host and ABC's senior legal correspondent, Sunny often uses her legal background to discuss major court cases, including the cases involving President Donald Trump, where she has at times responded to his public denials with sarcasm.
The feral of The View say they've never heard of you-know-who. True, the show that makes mornings hell claim that my name doesn't ring a bell. It's time for...
Our view on The View.
Yeah, the witch's coven.
Fox News contributor Joe Concha argued that the controversy would make Sunny's comments about ethics, morality, and the rule of law less convincing to critics. However, many media analysts believe the legal issues involving her husband are unlikely to affect either ABC News or her role on The View. They argue that the allegations against her husband are separate from Hostin herself and should not determine her ability to share her opinions on the show.
Yesterday on The View, yours truly was the subject of conversation. Apparently, the broads have no idea who I am, or so they say. Hit it, Gladys.
They said that Gutfeld talks about you all the time.
Who is he? Really, who is he?
Other media experts have made similar predictions, saying the controversy is unlikely to have much impact. They believe ABC News will probably avoid giving the lawsuit much attention. While the story has drawn interest because Sunny is a well-known and outspoken co-host on a lively talk show, they say most Americans are unlikely to follow the case closely.
Next, Joy's gonna say she's never heard of carbs. Seriously, her denial of knowing me is as believable as her red hair. But obsession? I mean, come on, Joy. Where would you even get that idea?
Like Joy Behar's face, it's looking worse and worse by the day.
ABC has faced its own legal challenges, including a settlement with Donald Trump in a defamation case. Meanwhile, Sunny has not publicly addressed the lawsuit involving her husband. She has, however, spoken positively about his work, saying he often treats patients even if they cannot pay off front and later seeks payment from insurance companies because he believes they deserve proper medical care.
Maybe I am obsessed, but some people are obsessed with Bigfoot, and they don't get to see him on TV every afternoon. And if they did, could they tell the two apart? I don't know. But yeah, it's true. I am obsessed with her the way a mongoose is obsessed with snakes. But I'm obsessed with a lot of things.
Back in March 2023, Sunny spoke about the seriousness of insurance fraud while discussing Trump Organization CFO Alan Weisselberg. She noted that prosecutors were considering additional insurance fraud charges, adding that such charges could carry a sentence of up to 20 years in prison.
If her IQ was half as high as her smugness, she'd be Einstein. And later it got weird after Whoopi Goldberg asked a question and Sunny chimed in again.
Frankly, my side of the aisle, I think, is doing a fabulous job of making progress. The question is, how do we measure that progress?
How is that?
Well, let me just give you a couple examples. Here's how it works.
That was me talking to you,
Okay.
so I'd love that.
Legal experts say the $459 million lawsuit involving Dr. Hostin and the other defendants could take years to resolve. Filed under the Federal RICO Act in New York, the case is expected to involve lengthy legal proceedings, and if the claims are proven in court, it could result in significant financial penalties.
That's the most exercise Whoopi's had in years. And Sunny looks more frightened than President Biden when he sees a flight of stairs.
The lawsuit claims that Dr. Hostin and the other defendants improperly used New York's no-fault insurance system to obtain hundreds of millions of dollars in payments between 2009 and December 2024. The allegations have not been proven in court. What do you think about the situation? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.